Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Campaign 2 of Dicefunctional with the Neighborhood Watch, where we last left our group of intrepid adventurers. They were planning a party. Or more accurately, they were investigating a lich, and then we're going to plan and have a nice little birthday party for the party's rogue, Costella, before they go and do that. In the process of this, Reuben, Costella's familiar, had returned back to her, holding 3 of the coins that Reuben needed to return himself back to his original form. And upon doing so and providing them to Reuben, he was no longer a small-sized creature. He is now officially a medium-sized, 6-armed monkey creature of some kind. And he appears to be much more cognizant of himself. And is actually able to communicate with you all through magical writing he puts in the air. This made a few folks sad, as you're no longer able to have a monkey riding on your shoulder or have a tiny friend. But
I mean, you could still have the first. It's just a lot more awkward.
Yeah, in theory. But nonetheless, you guys been out for drinks, relaxed for a bit, and then you guys were getting a small party going. Costella, you reached out to Vera and to Electos and had them to get them to come over here. And I will say that through some, we're gonna kind of hand wave it because the reality is I know you guys can get Electos and Costella's parents at the party. It would take a little bit of like bringing a chest with you or teleporting, but at the end of the day, it's still doable. So I'm not going to argue it. I'm not going to fight it. It's not a big deal. You have the resources. It's fine. So at this point in time, oh, actually, no, that's an important question. Is the party happening in the cart or at your tower?
That is a good question.
Tower has more room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably we could
Plus,
decorate.
there's a self-cleaning service in the tower.
Guys,
What?
I just rolled a 666.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't roll it.
No, you didn't roll it. It's just D666.
Oh,
thank God.
Now roll a
you
666 again.
sure? I got an 8. No, that was a roll, guys. That's a fucking 666.
But I didn't see it on the.
You're not putting the 1. Oh, no, I guess it doesn't
You don't
matter.
need a 1. I think I just got a 666.
Well, give yourself a question and answer.
I'll let you guys ask a question.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Can we all get a question since you wrote it?
I think it's a group question.
No.
It's a group question.
No, actually, you don't.
We'll discuss that later.
Yeah, discuss it later. I didn't expect that. I didn't react well because I didn't see that coming.
Awesome.
Anyways, so the tower, as it does have a little bit more room. I will say that Electos and Vera both arrive for the party. Vera is wearing nicer clothes, though nicer for Vera is still pants and like a clean shirt. Electos is not wearing nice clothes for a party. Electos is wearing the same clothes Electos always wears. Though it looks like her sword has been firmly sheathed and is actually buckled in place now, as she has not had any reason to draw it for some time, as she is currently sitting on a very healthy nest egg that you guys helped her acquire. So working is not a real concern for her at this moment in time. And since that's the case, it looks like she started to buy some things for herself. And you see that she has arrived at the party with a radio that she has set up to have music playing in the actual tower itself.
Oh.
Your parents, or your mothers, I should say,
Oh no. Okay.
at this point in time are too busy getting food ready. It is a party, you need food. So they're handling the cooking as that's kind of something they're used to doing. And most everybody else here is incompetent when it comes to preparing food, to be honest. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you honestly think Darius would make good party food? Okay. Don't act offended then. There are still technically also a few other folks who are here at the party as well. Fizzy's siblings are present. So Krego and Zolna and I can't remember the last one. They are Zunmin. They are all present here, though I likely won't act as them unless you interact with them directly. So don't worry. Shay is also present. Sadly, Hadrian is still resting, I will say, or recuperating, I suppose is the best term. But Adam is actually out and about right now.
Oh, yay!
He looks to be in decent shape, though his arm does have kind of like a bluish tint to it. But you can see like the beginning of brassy colored scales beginning to bud and sprout along his hands to match the other side of his body. So it's starting to come back to normal. Past that point, are there any things that individuals in the party themselves would like to get ready for all of this?
I think it's very important for you all to know that Deus's daughter is in a sundress.
Aw.
Little baby. Baby.
I didn't even think about party outfits. Granny's just in like a smart little vest.
Well, party outfits are party favors, really.
Yeah, but Granny's decorating the places that the party's gonna take place in, like hanging garlands and a string of popcorn. Anything she can
String
find.
of popcorn.
It's not very seasonal, but
No, not at all.
it's what she got. Confetti. Welcome to the party. Pew.
Yeah, it's the worst thing to clean up, especially.
Yeah. It's paper confetti. It's not glitter.
Yeah. Just gets in the cracks of the floor everywhere.
That's okay. We have a Roomba.
What's the Roomba?
It's Summit who has
Oh.
a broom attached to him. Remember?
Oh.
He's a working man.
You'll
he
see
works hard
that.
for his money.
Yeah, you'll see that Sermit is present at the party, though he is not necessarily here for celebration's sake. He has placed himself in the corner of the room and is kind of like curled up. And you see that Max has apparently trained him well enough that anytime something drops on the floor, Sermit does one of two things. He either tries to clean it up with his little rag vest, or he eats it.
Aw.
Also, I'm gonna look up when glitter was invented.
Glitter.
Oh, thank God. It's not invented yet.
Yeah,
No,
back
but
then,
there's time for next campaign.
Nope.
Although this is modern glitter is 1934. What about old-fashioned glitter?
That was just confetti.
No, technically there was glitter back a long time ago, but it was like crushed minerals and gemstones. So it wasn't the same type of...
Glitter.
Not wasting that shit on a party, throwing it
That's a
over.
line. Yeah, the line between glitter and pocket sand is just grain size.
I would say that this is largely a scene for you all, so I'm inclined to leave this in your hands for you guys to handle what you're going to do and what happens and what wants to be played out. This isn't really my scene that I had in mind or planned. It was all up to you.
So Kaz's parents are there. Kaz's partners are there.
Oh,
How far apart is Kaz trying to keep them?
as much as I can.
I'm trying to decide. Mother instincts will override things if something
Ugh.
goes wrong.
Oh no.
Darius is going to kneel down to her daughter. Her daughter got her own cake to destroy because she's 3 and that's what 3-year-olds do.
Yay.
And she looks at her and goes, "You want to do mommy a favor? I want you to take that cake and go have fun with Miss Kaz's friends. Can you do that?" I'm giving you full permission.
She'll take the cake and she'll walk over.
A mom's instinct to clean up someone's clothes will override most things.
Oh no! How dare you, Darren?
What the fuck? what?
I actually have an old video of me and my brother having cake on like our 3rd or 4th birthday. My brother was like both hands in it immediately, face, bringing the plate up to his face. I was like in bed.
The duality of man.
But that little girl walks over with her little cake that was made specifically for her. And if Darius's daughter is anything like her mother, she has some semblance of idea, and she'll just grab that cake with one hand and then make it seem like she's trying to get someone's attention and just smear it down one of their pants legs because she's like trying to reach up and pull their pants leg.
I think for the sake of humor, it's going to be Electos.
Okay.
And you can see that Electos looks down at the child and regards her with what can only be an expression of barely hidden disgust at a child.
I didn't know Electos was a stand-in for Connor.
I like kids. And you're gonna see Electos goes, "Thanks. Yeah, let's get you back to your mom." And she's gonna like try to like gently usher your kid back over to you. You can see that your child does have this expression on her face, like a little bit of confusion because Electos is not acting towards her like most adults do. Electos is just like, "All right, get out of here. Leave me alone." So Ari seems confused by this interaction from a human being.
Sorry, kid, not everyone likes children. Sorry, you did good. Oh, Electos, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to get anything out of clothes, or else I would offer to help you. That's Bryn's thing, and I have not gotten them to leave the room yet. Anyone know how to get cake out of clothes?
Prestidigitation?
Let me check something real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she's not trained in insight. You
I
will
would say, do you
hear.
want to go against a person who has expertise in deception?
No, I was not going. Like that's why I didn't even bother. You will hear one of Kaz's parents pipe up and go, "Oh yes, hi, I can help."
Oh,
Oh.
she's gonna have better odds than me to help you. I'm so sorry. Alright, let's go clean up your hands. And as Davis picks her up, she'll just quietly say, "You did good, kid."
As Electos is dragged away by, you're going to need to remind me. Yarrow is the fire ganassi. What's the name of your other parent?
Galette.
Valette. Thank you.
Galette.
Oh, Galette. Sorry, I thought you said
Yeah.
it was the V. I was like, Valette.
No.
Don't remember
It's a
that.
G. Yeah.
Galette. Galette will kind of lead Electos away as you see that Electos has this kind of this expression of just confusion of the situation at hand and not really knowing how to handle a parent to a person she is now in a relationship with.
You don't know that. I don't think.
What do you mean you don't know that? What do you mean? Do you think she's not gonna look at the Ganassi who is clearly older than you and go, I wonder who born this Ganassi woman? Is it maybe the older Ganassi? Do you think she's not gonna put two and two together?
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
they're
true.
dating yet.
That's what I meant.
So it's just awkward on Electos' side.
Yeah. And Electos will get dragged away by Galette, while Vera is still left behind at the party. The rest of you are all still present here as well. Ignatius, Fitz, Granny. I would say the biggest question is, what exactly are you doing, Kaz? This was a party that was at least partially for you.
Well, she was hesitant at first to dress up, but I feel like Ruben would have encouraged it. Ruben's just like, you're gonna wear this, and then you're gonna like it, because you don't actually change your clothes often enough. And Vera's actually trying.
I think Ruben does it with so many less words than that. He would see you trying to wear the same thing you're always wearing, and he would just kind of give you this look of like, not disgust, but just like
really?
judgment. Yeah, it just like he squints his eyes and he just kind of like opens his mouth partially, and at least 3 of his hands will raise up in a "what the fuck are you doing" motion.
It's just a birthday. I can't wear the clothes I want.
He's going to sign like he's going to like write out a few messages and go, "Wear something better."
This is what I got, man. What do you want? Dresses are expensive.
He kind of rolls his eye at you, or eyes at you.
From the
Well,
person
you
with the
have.
most stolen money in the party.
She's a hoarder. She doesn't want to part with it. If you got any better ideas what I would wear, then be my guest, okay?
Ruben will go wander off and check to see if there's any other, not clothes that would fit you that are not what you typically wear, I would say.
Okay.
Let me see. Gotcha. And just so I can make sure, Kaz was trying to wear her normal clothes to the birthday party.
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to.
So Ruben is going to come back with a pile of cloth and he'll hand it over to you.
Okay. Does it look like I know how to sew?
Ruben just gives you a look and just signs out, "It's a pile of cloth. there are clothes in it, go change.
Fine.
Been a real bully.
Getting guilt tripped by a monkey.
Being getting guilt tripped by Sun Khan.
Ruben doesn't need to wear pants or clothes.
A buck naked Sun Khan.
But she just tries to dress up what Ruben has given her.
It would be basically the clothes that you did the artwork of.
Oh
And
yeah.
posted into artwork.
You could always repost it.
A nice little burgundy silk dress or satin.
I did remember I did steal some fabric from a warehouse at one point.
Oh, that is right. Yeah.
I steal a lot of shit.
So you would now have you would now have your nicer clothes to wear for the party. Excuse me. Ruben is going to, he will be kind of present at the party, though he is acting very much like a wallflower is the best way of describing it. He's keeping himself sparse, and he does recognize he is an oddity. Even amongst friends, his appearance has changed swiftly. He is not what people are used to seeing. He is an oddity. There's no other way of really putting it. Any other big scenes you guys wish to play out of curiosity?
Well, if Jill is willing to do some roleplay, I was gonna give Fitz a slice of cake and be like, why don't you take this up to Hadrian? I'm sure he'd appreciate being thought of.
I have to check a spell I have really quick.
Why did you spell?
Hold on.
You better not like gift of glib me or whatever.
God, I don't have anything like that.
That's a very non-fit spell, in fairness.
I know.
Okay, Fitz will take the slice of cake. He'll grab a napkin, pull a pen or a something out of his pocket, and start writing down a note. And it'll say something along the lines of, "Didn't want to disturb your peace. Have some cake on me," and then in parentheses, "and Granny." It's really good cake. The party is nice. Everything's great. And then I'll put that under the cake, and then I'll write a second note that says, "This is from Fitz, by the way." And then Galder's Speedy Courier. Put them in the chest, close the chest, and it will go to Hadrian.
Well, it works.
I'm just gonna go there now. I can't be trusted. People are still honking outside.
No.
It's starting to storm over here. It's getting steadily darker and darker.
Yeah. Fitz is also for reference, also kind of wallflowering, but for Fitz reasons, not for monkey with multiple arms reasons. It's just
No,
how
and
he
that's
is.
fair. So yeah, the party will continue on. Folks are enjoying themselves. There are limited drinks here, as it is intended to be a party for a child as well. But there are still some slightly alcoholic drinks.
Granny's doing really fancy mixed drinks for Ari, which is like orange juice and like sparkling water. And she's like,
I can tell you have never mixed a drink.
yeah, and the point is the flair.
Yes, if only you had a prestidigitation to have extra sparkles to it at the end.
And make it glow with a light cantrip. Yeah, it's thundering outside. Don't worry about it.
Oh dear.
And the party will continue on fairly pleasantly. You'll see that at some point Yarrow and remind me again.
Galette.
Galette, thank you.
Yes.
Galette. Will both return and Electos with Electos in tow. And Galette seems maybe a little bit more oblivious, though it seems like Yarrow may have started to put things together. At least the more inside heavy characters here will pick up on that Yarrow seems to kind of be starting to understand the situation here.
Basically, I sense a theme with Kaz's taste.
I'm not gonna answer.
Hate Trist. Sorry. Just posted
Damn,
a
he
picture
pretty,
of Trista
though.
Burton.
And that's about all he has going for him.
Yeah, it's weird. You make a Gary Stu character and he winds up being pretty. Who could have seen it coming?
Out of spite, I'm gonna become the biggest Drizzt fan.
No!
I love a pretty boy, what can I say?
No, you're allowed to like pretty boys. I just...
Yeah. The thing is that
I don't like his character.
he canonically survives, so I'm not sure how long term.
What's his sword names again? Like Twinkle and Sparkle or something?
I can't remember. No, she's not joking. Actually, hold on. I'll get you the exact names.
He's like a stereotypical edgy boy, but like his twin swords has kind of the lamest name.
Hold on. His weapons names are.
It's like Drizzle and.
God, no, it's worse. Twinkle, which okay, I'm fine with that. Icing Death is the other one.
I was right on Twinkle. It's a very non-threatening name for a sword, I have to say.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Enough about traits. These are not appearing in this game.
Yes, sir, never appearing in this game. But yeah, the Jesus Christ.
Thunder.
Did you hear that through the microphone?
No, but
Okay.
that's what I'm assuming.
Oh,
It
okay.
was, yeah. It was just kind of like a.
The cake will be served to Ari and the rest of the guests after "Happy Birthday" is sung for Ari and Kaz. And the party will start to kind of dwindle out and become a little bit more relaxed after, I would say probably about 5 or so hours. Ari will wind up having to be put to bed, as it is getting just a fair warning. If we do lose power, don't be shocked, because it's quite a storm actually. It's quite loud.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Can I have one last thing that child does before she goes to bed?
Sure.
I would like her to take little bows that we made and put on her presents and just stick them to people as she leaves. She does put one on Granny's face, and I do imagine she goes, "Ah."
Fuck.
You being sentimental about it.
She keeps the like bow on her face for as long as it sticks. She like moves it to her forehead or some shit.
Loud as hell, lightning and thunder.
You can probably see it flash behind me.
You're gonna see it from Becca's
occasionally.
side, but like I'm catching all the noise of the rumbling. I felt like I kind of felt something shake a little bit. It was so loud.
It's very loud.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised.
And Ari puts a ribbon on Iggy and Fitz, and also gives them "fuck." Davis will just whisper, "You got cake today. Not even cookies. You got cake, and you're still acting like this."
It's her birthday. It doesn't count.
As long as she doesn't put one on Blues, he'd probably eat it.
I think she's terrified of Balloose, I won't lie to you.
I'm terrified of Balloose.
You will see that Balloose has begun eating the packaging for a few of the presents that were given to Ari.
I mean, it's fiber.
No,
Good.
no. But Davis will disappear for the rest of the night when she puts her baby away.
Okay.
Baby, as
Fair
though
enough.
she is not 3 years old.
Yeah, as if she's not a 3-year-old child. And that would basically leave a bunch of the adults hanging about at this point. Adam is kind of sitting back and relaxing in one of the nearby chairs. Ruben is napping on a railing nearby. Meanwhile, Electros and Vera are talking with each other, and Galette and Yarrow are also, they're having their own conversation. So if you guys want to talk to them about any things that may be coming up or may be a problem in the future, now would probably be the best opportunity to do so. I'll point out.
Yeah.
It would be a good idea for at least a couple of us to talk to Adam. Since this is the first time he's been, like, super lucid and we've seen him after his attack.
What means of what's gonna happen to him now, since his dad is still pursuing him?
Yeah, and also just to check up on how he's feeling and, like, emotionally, physically.
Okay. Who would be the one to talk to him?
I mean, Granny would probably approach him at some point. Someone can join her. Fitz as well. I imagine Kaz probably wants to talk to her girlfriends and like actually make them girlfriends plural.
I'm switching between both my parents and my girlfriend, but making sure my parents aren't suspicious that I'm talking to them.
You can try.
What do you want me to do? Roll deception? Is that a yes?
I actually think this would be more of a performance thing.
I would say deception.
I say
Performance
deception.
performance is a completely different thing. You're just trying to hide something. That's straight up deception.
Yeah, that's a 3. So
Against
that's
your
not
moms? No.
against my own mom's.
Can we see it? I was gonna say, can we see a nat 1? But close.
It's always gonna be that close anyway.
You will see that. I will say that of the more perceptive people here will see that Galette will, without moving her head, kind of like snap her eyes over to Yarrow. Upon seeing Kaz trying to talk to Vera and Electos, the secret is out at this point without being out.
I imagine it was like Kaz brought a drink for both of them. And that was the
It
moment.
may honestly have been something that subtle. Like, Kaz brought a drink for both of them, which, like, is interesting. And then stuck around to talk to them. And I think at one point, someone just kind of, like, gently, like, keeps a hand on someone's forearm for a little bit too long, and that's enough for her to pick up on it. Sorry, Cass.
She already knew because Fritz outed her already.
So, Granny, you make your way over to Adam.
Yeah, so just start off with a, like, how you doing? How you holding up?
I'd say I'm doing well enough so far, given everything.
Yeah.
Thank
well,
you.
You look a lot better.
Thank you and your friends for helping with the arm and my leg. I didn't react well at first because of the whole situation, but
That's understandable.
yeah. Still, thank you.
So do you know why the dragon attacked you?
No. No, not really, to be honest. My assumption was it was just a bad mix-up. And I happened to be in the same area as everybody else, and it was ransacking it down, if I was to guess.
And how old are you?
27?
Mm-hmm.
And Fitz is actually making the face that Jill is making.
Yeah, Fitz is in the going. And if I remember correctly, you don't know your parents.
No, not really.
Oh, this is I think that's your dad. Dang it.
Yeah, that would make sense, I guess.
And I don't think he's happy that you're his son for some reason.
Well, that part I don't know much about. It's not like I fucking asked for him to make me. But brass dragon, brass scales. Yeah. That makes sense. Well, so am I just gonna have to live in the tower for the rest of forever until, I don't know, he dies or something?
I don't think he's gonna die anytime soon, at least not of old age, but we do have a plan to solve this issue, or at least Fitz does.
I may or may not be a warlock of his brother, and we are going to put him in super timeout.
Well, uncle, I think.
Uncle, brother, something. Families are very confusing, especially when it comes to very old dragons.
Well, does that make you like my stepbrother or something then?
You know, I had a very similar conversation to this with my patron's son, and he said no. So
I think it makes you step cousins.
like step cousins.
Does step cousin mean anything?
No.
I think those are just fake words we've put together.
That just sounds like you're just trying to put more importance onto being strangers, basically.
Yeah.
Well, good to hear that you have some kind of idea of what's happening and what you could do. If there's anything I could do to lend a hand, I suppose I will. Ha! Ha!
Well, yeah, I think you already lent a hand.
No, you lent me one.
Eh.
Yeah, still. Yeah, I suppose I'll help if I can.
Yeah, I don't know the actual plan yet because we still need to get some things. But if there's a way you can help, we'll know. We'll be in touch. But it's
Well, I'm certainly not acting as bait.
Mm-mm.
That'd be stupid.
Mm-mm.
And forgive me, I'm not some kind of hero to a country or anything like that. So that fucking chance of me being able to do anything power-wise or strength-wise to be even close to what you guys are doing. So
But you really don't have that much magical power.
I have magic,
So
just not to the same degree as you all, I don't think.
that would explain why he might hate you. I think he sees you as an embarrassment,
Yeah, well,
which is not your
he-
fault.
you did kind of destroy an entire city of people. So, like, I don't really think his opinion means very much in this moment in time.
Yeah, if anything, he's the embarrassment.
I'm not gonna say embarrassment. It's more so just monster. It's one thing to be living on your own and doing your own thing to live and survive, even if it means robbing people. I did that. I recognize it. And I'm still fine with it. But it's very different from just straight up massacring an entire city. Even if he has some kind of good reason for it, I can't think of anything that would come close.
No, our goal is to help you live just a normal life that you want without fear of a giant brass dragon trying to murderize you.
What the fuck's your deal? You've been quiet the entire party. He's pointing at you, Fitz.
I don't have a deal. I'm just quiet. I don't know.
No, you do. You have a deal.
Do I have a deal? I don't think I have a deal.
Yeah.
He's shy.
No. Someone gave him a piece of cake. As if he was supposed to do something with it. And then he went ahead and cast a spell instead of doing something with the cake.
I did what I was meant to do with the cake.
No. No, you
I
didn't.
gave it to the person it was going to.
I can't believe you're not gonna be able to get away with this, Fitz.
What do you know?
What do you mean, what do I know? I'm the one who gave you the cake. I'm happy to let you do what you want. He's the one bullying you.
I'm not bowing to this. I did what I was meant to do with the cake.
Yeah, no, you didn't. You handed over a piece of cake, yeah, but you didn't give it to him. It's different.
You don't have to take this from you, no offense.
I'm a cripple. You'll have to take it from me.
Are you a cripple right now?
I can see you've got all 4 limbs again.
Still
So
not mine. Not all the way.
Technicality, maybe. Yeah, my good.
There's a lot easier prey here at this party, and it's standing over there with his 2 girlfriends, and her mother's 5 feet away.
I don't need to do anything with that.
But you could, and you could leave me be.
Maybe I could. Doesn't mean I will, but I could.
I'm gonna go back to standing quietly in a corner for the remainder of this party.
Same corner as Sermon or a different corner?
Sitting in the same corner as Sir.
Food
Finding
drops
the
in both
animal at a
places.
party.
Guys, I went to this party and I found this great dog. Yeah, what about the people? What?
What
They
people?
have cake
But
and a dog.
It's Fitz's dog.
It is Fitz's dog, to be fair. Well, in name anyway. I think it might be Max's dog at this point.
It's absolutely Max's dog at this point.
Much like how my mom's dog is technically my brother's dog. But you know how it is.
Hold on.
Oh,
Sorry.
Bless you.
Didn't want to sneeze into a microphone.
Fair, it was loud. I could hear it through my headphones.
Okay. So, are there any other scenes that you guys wish to have or play out?
I feel like at one point, Kaz will go up to her mom's because, like, she wants to update them on the whole Uncle Don situation, and also Ruben leaving as well. He was like, yeah, there's a lot going on my plate right now, but it's nice to see you guys again, though.
It's nice to see you as well. Ruben's grown.
Yeah,
This is Yarrow, of course.
yeah.
But still, it's good to see that he's doing well. Is he? What is he?
Oh, he's a bean.
You're a bit okay. Anyways, any other changes?
No, not really. Nothing that you should be worried about.
Do I even need to ask you to try and roll a deception check here?
No. No. I'm not gonna try.
Right. Can
Yeah,
you try that again?
I want to. What?
You're terrible at this.
Terrible at what, Mom?
Hiding things.
Yeah. And
It gets easier if you just admit it, you know.
admit what? That the world is ending?
What?
Nothing. No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you want to try and roll deception on that one again? Do you want to try?
No.
Okay. Your mother Yarrow is at this point going to kind of like reach a hand out and just kind of like lay it on your shoulder, like not gently, but not like she's trying to harm you, but like in the way that parents do when they're like trying to get your attention. Like, yeah, kind of like the eagle grip, where like they kind of clamp a hand down on you. Try again.
Mom, you're hurting me.
No, I'm not. I know I'm not.
I don't even know what I have to admit here.
You have two attractive women that appear
Yeah.
to be with you.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to tell me?
I need a roll of wisdom for this. Let me see. She books it.
You guys will see Kaz runs from her own party. And you'll see that Yarrow's eyes kind of narrow slightly, and she starts walking after Kaz.
Persistent predator.
She's just going to start trying to walk after Kaz until she can eventually find her and corner her.
Just like back in my youth. If Uncle Tom doesn't find me, my own mother will.
I don't know what we'll roll for this or if we will roll at all, but like, will you ever own up to it?
Yes, at some point, yes.
So at some point, you have been cornered in the tower by your mother, who has just been slowly walking after you the entire time.
Here's the thing, in the tower, Gaz is looking for a place to hide, so the tower will provide a place to hide. Kaz's mother is looking for Kaz, which will provide
Which
Kaz.
will provide Kaz.
So every doorway, she's like right behind Kaz.
It's the worst version of the Terminator, where no matter how much you run, it is only a few steps behind you.
Mom, we can talk about this, right?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Talk.
Fine, I'll admit it. I have two girlfriends.
It took you this long to admit that.
I don't want her to know.
She already knows.
How?
She already figured it out and was told. But also, she kind of figured it out. Look, I just want you to know that I'm very happy for you.
Okay.
And your mother is also very happy for you.
Okay.
With that said, for the life of me, I don't know how you managed to land two attractive women with no backbone. It's amazing how you managed to do this.
Is bullying me at this point.
Get shit on by your own mother.
On your birthday. Not actually on the birthday, but close enough.
Most people need to put in a lot of work for that, okay? And a lot of times it is stressful. And it takes a lot of time. So the fact that you managed to do this easily, twice, and then won't admit it to your parents is more than just a little bit annoying.
Sorry. I have nothing to say anymore.
Introduce me to them.
Okay. I'll admit defeat. Obviously, Kaz walks over out of that hidey corner of the tower.
Everybody else will see, except for Darius, because Darius is gone. Everybody else will see what you can only describe as like a hostage situation, where Kaz has been forced to introduce her girlfriends to her mother, completely against her will. She does not want to be doing this, but her mother is not letting her get away. And your girlfriends will will introduce themselves to Yarrow. And Yarrow will be perfectly polite to them and perfectly pleasant. All the while kind of gently eagle gripping you at the back of the neck for trying to run away at every time you could have just told her. Shortly after that, your parents are going to be heading back home through the convoluted means that you guys have at your disposal.
Yeah.
Your mothers will both give you a big hug, and they will both tell you that they love you very much and hope that you keep in touch. And then we'll step through the Mirror of Omniscience to return back to the carnival.
We would have brought the mirror to the tower.
Yeah, well, either way, you would have stepped through the Mirror of Omniscience. It's the same thing.
Hmm.
But that will leave you all here. Adam at this point probably would crash in whatever room he has found in the tower and has made his own. Vera and Electos are still present. Yeah, are there any other scenes that you guys want to have, or are we going to just fade to black and move on to the next day?
I have stuff
I
to
don't
say the
know.
next day. But,
Are there any scenes?
but there's someone here with 2 girlfriends in a bedroom.
Let me talk to them later.
That's why I'm saying fade to black, because I'm not trying to play 2 characters who are going to get fucked. Thank you very much. Why'd your finger get longer and pointier? But yeah, so if there are any other scenes that should be played out today, now will be the opportunity to do so. Otherwise, we will move on.
I do want to bring up the idea of having them stay because of worried reasons, quote unquote.
Electos will have no issue agreeing to that. She does not have a specific home base, and financially she's perfectly fine. So yeah, if you have a spot for her to stay, she'll stay there. Vera, on the other hand, does still technically have a job. So she'll at least need to give a heads up that she's going to be disappearing. Otherwise she could wind up losing said job.
Yeah.
But I will point out, for the rest of the party to realize, she has a government job. And the threat to her is a government individual. So if she does ask for time off, he could figure out pretty quickly that she's bolted because of you guys.
Well, there's only one solution.
Hmm.
It's actually the honeymoon. Then he has no reason to suspect it.
The what? What does that mean?
Well, she takes time off of work to go on her honeymoon.
There's.
Anna,
They just started dating. There's.
What do you
It's been like 2 months.
yeah, I know, but it's not real.
A real shotgun wedding.
It's not genuine, but we need an excuse.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about
Electos is gonna pipe up at this point and just say, "Why don't we just like fake a kidnapping?"
Honestly, that one's probably better than mine. I'm sure you know how to fake a kidnapping.
What's that supposed to mean?
Have you met yourself?
All right. Sorry, Fitz, you were about to say something? Okay. Well, it's the idea behind it would be really easy. We smash in the door to her apartment. We make it look like this place has been ransacked. Most of her stuff stays behind, and then Vera disappears. It looks like she got abducted. Simple as that.
The real question is when they find or investigate her apartment, though. The evidence that they have to find.
Well, that's the thing. We don't necessarily need them to find evidence. We just need them to not find anything being taken. See, if you're abducting a person, you don't grab their stuff and take it with you.
Okay.
But if someone's running away, it'll look a lot like someone quickly tossed things together. They grab things, and there will be stuff not present. It means that she will be missing some things and likely will have to buy some, I don't know, clothes and what have you. But it'll at least keep people off the trail for a time.
I don't know if I want to risk her stuff being ransacked. And at the end of the day, we don't even know if she wants to come with us.
Vera will pipe up and go, if it's not going to be safe for me to be around, then it would be fine. But if I don't think faking getting married is a good idea. I don't know, to be honest. This is not something I handle.
Well, you could always leave that part to the professionals. We do have connections to individuals in the family. Could have them stage the kidnapping, which would further draw off the trail, as we have, or you all have had history being hunted by them in the past. It removes any of your involvement with it, and they certainly have the resources to set her up somewhere safe, or bring her to us.
To be honest, if we're gonna use them as a middleman, then it may not be a bad idea to just have me pay for it. And that way it doesn't get traced back to you guys directly. I say I want her kidnapped, and she needs to be dropped off to a specific location. At that point, we bring her here or to the cart, and then at that point, she vanishes.
Yes. We needed to eventually talk with them anyways about the identity of the traitor in the mist.
we could figure this out later. Either way, I'm fine with sticking around here. But, I'll basically leave this up to you guys for like deciding out of character, and then like next session or whenever it becomes next most relevant, we will declare what happens at that point. So I don't need a decision right now, but at the very least, you know, you need to be aware of the potential risks for each option, and I just spelled them out to you basically. So, you guys will all call it a night, unless Fitz has something they want to do. No?
He is not a brave boy.
I'm sorry. Look, Becca was already picking on you. I had to do it too.
He is not a brave boy. He is going to his room and locking the damn door. Leave me be.
Granny doesn't push any further than she already has. But she'll probably try again after we defeat the lich. It's like, you really don't want to miss this.
So you all will fall asleep in your own specific beds with your own partners, and morning will arrive. It is the 23rd of summer. Currently at this point is going to be 8 o'clock in the morning. At least one of you had some things that they wanted to do in the morning. Jess, if I recall correctly.
It's mainly at the breakfast table going, so did I miss anything exciting last night after I went to bed?
Is most everyone except for Kaz and Fitz leans in at the table.
Oh, yes.
Why is Fitz putting his hood up? Fitz, when did you get a hood?
Where did Fitz get the hood?
I'm more referring to Kaz was the more interesting spectacle last night.
I'm more just making fun of Jill. I think they're just putting on the hoodie because it's a little cold in the apartment.
Yeah.
The Granny relays what happened to Kaz and her moms, since no one else seems to.
Davis keeps a straight face throughout most of it. So, do they... Hold on, I have to do something real quick.
What the fuck?
Well, in the end, you bribed your daughter for nothing.
Okay. Whew. Davis is not going to say that at the breakfast table. She was going to be really mean.
What are we gonna say?
I can tell you, Davis is going to go say your mom knows you bought him for 2 women.
I'm a switch, thank you very much.
Jill is
But,
taking their headphones off.
Jill's walking away. I don't know if they're coming to yell at me or not. I hope not.
We'll see if the door opens, or they just went to get, like, something from the kitchen.
Doesn't take that long to get to my room, so... But after hearing everything that happened last night, Darius will just go, okay, so party time's over. People are being kept in the cart. Oh, Jill went and got fucking eclairs that we have in the fridge.
Oh.
Motherfucker, I should have done that. So... we know where the lich is?
In theory.
their general whereabouts.
We know the body of water that he is probably hiding under.
Do we have a means to get to him? Because, like, if he's under a body of water, that's not, like, yeah, we could swim it, but that's not necessarily, I think, the best way.
We could get close using the mirror. Just go directly on the other side of the opening that Fizzy saw.
Yeah, that way we don't have to worry about the water. But
True.
and hopefully, I mean, I would imagine the door itself is probably trapped or alarmed or something, but if we teleport right on the other side, maybe that's not alarmed. I don't know. Hopefully he's not living in a one-room underwater cave. A studio cave.
You think he has to make more money than that than to only have a studio
kidding
cave?
me? You
I
know
don't
how much that costs? Waterfront studio?
Oh, that's fair.
Waterfront, water up.
Water back, water side.
Depends on the level of development in the area.
Either way, I don't think he really cares about creature comforts.
And we also need to destroy the phylactery before the encounter to make sure that he cannot draw on it for further power.
Oh,
I still like my original plan of, hey, sup? Oh, hi, B.
I did not hear him, Mark. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
That was the energy of what you just did, Becca.
It was not
I
on
need you-
purpose, but I'm glad. I'm not upset.
If we have the time, we could potentially check if someone who previously used that book of yours knows how to properly destroy a phylactery. And we could also potentially ask Fizzy to scry on the other side of that doorway to see if it is indeed safe to teleport there, and he is not immediately present.
That is certainly also an option. I will say, because I think, Jill, I think you got like something like a 30 when you rolled for the phylactery. You got something high.
It was insane.
Yeah, the answer for destroying a phylactery is easy. Smash it.
My plan!
It's as simple as that. Phylacteries are easy to are relatively simple to destroy because even with all of their enchantments and all the intricacy that goes into making it, there's still an inherent flaw in a lot of their designs. You can't put like a protective field around it because if you do, then how can the soul get back? So you can't make it immune to damage because it needs to be interfaced with by the soul that comes back when the lich dies. So at the end of the day, a phylactery can be smashed just like any other piece of pottery or wood or whatever it's made of. The issue is more so the fact that the phylactery, upon being destroyed, is almost certainly going to get noticed. The moment that thing breaks, that's it. They know.
Which is why we kick down the door first, where he's hiding. And we go, hey, kick it, and then we smash it. And then we say happy birthday to the ground.
I personally don't see any issues with this plan.
Yeah,
We
Just,
basically use it to kick off the like fight.
I have this mental image of we have a contraption where it's set up suspended right
A
out
Rube
by a bear
Goldberg.
trap. We teleport in and it's just like it would be way over the top. But it's
Still
funny.
over the top, but fucking hilarious. That being said, before the big bad fight, I do have some potion poisons to brew. So I'm gonna take my orange juice and see you guys in a few hours. And Darius will disappear into her lap. But before she goes, she walks back out and goes, Granny, you're not allowed to babysit. I'm taking the baby with me to the dangerous lab. It's safer in there than with you.
I did nothing but keep her safe and teach her swear words.
You taught her to flip people off.
She was doing it naturally. I just encouraged it.
And then I'm gonna go make potions.
Any other breakfast table scenes, or should I go over to the? Should we go to the potions that are being brewed? Got it. Darius, what are you making out of curiosity?
Well, I've got a couple reactants in my inventory. I've got deep spider saliva.
Yep.
I've got gray ooze extract.
Yep.
And then I have an ungodly mix of blood that's both celestial and fiend.
I think you already used that.
No, I used one of the...
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Because
you had
I
a few
also have
vials
a-
of it.
I had a resistance salve that I made and a potion of dominate person.
Got it. Okay.
You
Actually, I
also
have
have-
2 potions.
You also have all those sorcerer parts.
I do.
Well, those are just for strengthening a potion.
It's to make potions and poisons stronger.
And though a lich might be immune to most poisons.
Let me double check
So-
real quick. So
It says
you
I
had
have 4 things of deep spider saliva and 1 thing of gray ooze extract.
let's see, deep spider saliva. That was a effect 2. And what was the other one?
Gray ooze extract.
Got it. Okay. So, the deep spider saliva is to talk in out of game terms, the deep spider saliva will wind up being poison damage. The gray ooze extract is instead going to be, I believe it is acid. Make sure. Where are you?
Jill, did your
There.
camera go out?
Just some camera issues, I think. No big deal. The gray ooze extract is going to be acid damage.
How much?
So yeah, bear in mind that the possibility of either resistance or immunity does exist with a potential lich.
What's the damage on it?
Camera machine did break, by the way.
You do not know.
Okay.
High, or higher, I would say. God, the fucking baby's still there.
Left.
And that's the gray ooze.
Yeah, so the gray ooze is like a tier 3 ingredient. So assuming you used a very something to match it, like say the muscle from the sorcerer, you can make a particularly powerful potion in theory.
Works for me. So I don't really have anything else I'd use that on.
That's fair. So I would need a because you're making a poison specifically, right?
Yep.
Okay. I would need a poisoner's tools check.
I don't. Oh, I do have a poisoner's kit button. I don't know if the stuff works correctly, so this is gonna be fun.
Push button. Man. To explain the extended silence right there, that is a natural one.
That's a plus for moving forward. That's what it is.
I have another option. Can I kill myself?
No. No,
Well,
you may
might
not.
accidentally.
Wait, reroll.
Oh,
Reroll that. From the other
just
room,
kill.
Fitz's senses are tingling, and he's like, "What? Try again."
Senses a bad decision taking place.
Jill, knock off one use of the of your implant.
Gotcha.
Can you imagine if I'd rolled another nat 1?
I would have knocked up a second use.
I got a 14, which isn't
One more
great,
again.
but it's not a natural 1. Well, 15 because I rolled a nat 1.
No, that doesn't count.
Why?
Rerolls
way.
don't count. It is a 14.
Damn. Worth trying.
In before Jill goes, reroll again. Do it.
Another one.
Okay. So, using the Great Ooze extract that you have at your disposal, you'll begin to mix it with the lumps of sorcerer flesh that you have.
Hate that phrase.
Well, that's not my problem, is it? And you'll begin to agitate them together into something like a slurry that eventually starts to form into a paste. It is a pale gray color. It has a smell that reminds you a little bit of like, I would say like citric acid. So like a very strong lemon is the best way of describing it. Or almost vinegary to a point. But either way, you're left with a single vial of this kind of a gray paste.
Yeah.
So please add gray ooze extract poison.
I already had it on my thing. In the sense of I already had gray ooze.
Oh well, I mean
Extra.
now, yeah. Well, now I have it added as so it's a usable,
Yeah.
a usable thing. You have a single use. And I will not tell you what the damage is until you use it.
Fair enough. I also have 4 deep spider salivas to use.
You do. Those are also poisoner's tool checks. Assuming
Yeah.
you want to just make them into poison. If you want to make them into something, okay. If you want to make them into something different, that's different. So go ahead, roll.
So, how many checks do I have to do? If there's 4 of them?
Are you making 4 of them?
I mean, might as well use them all.
Yeah. In that case, you're rolling 4 times.
1.
Natural 20?
Okay, that's a natural 20. That's a -1.
Natural 20.
Just shut up.
29 to 26.
-1 going forward, by the way.
And 19.
All right. -1 going forward as you just rolled the natural 20. You will successfully brew the saliva into a clear, somewhat sticky liquid inside of 4 separate vials. One of them appears to have come out much better than the rest, so please add 3 separate normal vials of the poison, deep spider saliva poison, and just put like a check mark or a star next to the 4th. Okay,
I was just gonna call it a superior one.
that works. That's fine.
And if you wanted, you could combine 2 of those poisons for a stronger one.
Good.
Eh.
You can't just do it automatically.
It's true.
That would be a check.
But yeah, you have made yourself a nice set of brews of poisons. And the rest of the party, you guys have been all hanging around outside of the outside in the cart itself, talking amongst yourselves, sharpening blades, working on your firearms, what have you. When with a large cloud of noxious smelling smoke, Darius will stumble out of their room holding a few poisons that they then stuff into a few belts that they have on their person. And you guys are ready to go. But we're going to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break now.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Cody brought up one thing. There was something important that you wanted to do to deal with the feuilleton skull that you had with you.
Mhm.
You wanted to destroy that thing and make sure it never came back, right?
Yeah. And I'd probably go to a spot a bit isolated in the tower to do that. Not bringing it outside because it is cold outside and this thing is active in the cold.
Fair enough.
So inside it is, but away from populated areas.
Okay. So what's your plan, out of curiosity?
His plan is first protection from evil and good as a preventative measure. Not sure what kind of effects there are on it.
Okay.
Second, just smash it. A lot of weight because bones are more brittle than anything in. So, probably find the biggest heavy thing he can find to just smash down on it.
Okay. So you cast protection from good and evil upon the feuilleton skull, and you will and just grab whatever heavy thing you can find and just start smashing the fucking thing. And it will take a surprising number of blows to crack the skull and finally make it split. But after, I would say probably about 5 or 10 pretty heavy strikes with this thing, you finally hear something snap. And you'll see like the inside of the skull has kind of cracked a little bit. So you just keep going. You just keep slamming into this thing over and over and over again until eventually you crack and crush it until eventually it's just kind of like crumbled bits of a deformed skull that have fallen back into the lower section of the cranium. And there's maybe a little bit of structure left to it, but not much. It is pretty well destroyed, you'd say.
Yeah. And then he'll kind of gather up some of it and just store the remains in different bags just so that nobody can reform it together easily. Kind of mix some dirt in with it, so it's hard to pick out in small rocks and stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
And say, effectively, the actual cleanup will be for a later process, probably require burning it just to make sure.
Okay.
But for now, it's dealt with. It can't be brought back through any revival spells or anything of the sort.
Okay. Just now change the item to a destroyed feuilleton skull. The rest of the party, you guys are all doing your own things as you distantly hear Ignatius grunting and smashing something into the ground. Are there any things you want to do before you get going?
Yes.
Okay, what would that be?
Well, Ruben was gonna leave after the party.
Fair point. Okay. So Ruben basically stayed around long enough for you to say goodbye. And you see that Ruben has effectively like adjusted his cloak robe thing a little bit more. He has made it larger and has actually stitched on some spots where buttons can be set up to make it drape more or less. But he's also included hoods and spots where he can basically tuck his other arms away from normal sight. And now he looks something closer to normal, with the shade of the hood and how deep set his head is inside of the cowl he's created. It looks like maybe a particularly hairy, white-haired man. And he'll look at you and he will cast some spells using one of his hands, saying, well, I think I'm going to get going at this point.
Okay. Obviously we're gonna use the mirror to bring up the closer location to the coin in Odella, right? Is that one of the locations?
Yes.
It is, yes.
Okay.
Actually, I have an idea. Do you think it's possible to pull open a picture of the planes, the ones that should be in the actual hells?
You want to go to the plains first?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a better chance of getting out of the plains when I'm in there because there's going to be another fiend who probably can do that. But getting into the plains, that could be trickier.
I think we can. Technically, we contacted Roy through the mirror.
I think starting off there first would be the best option for me.
Okay. I guess hopefully said to the mirror, a safe distance to drop Ruben off near the coins that he's looking for.
You call upon the image of roughly where the coins should be, if a little bit further away. And you'll instead be looking at almost like a blasted hellscape is the best way of describing it. It looks like towns and cities all collected near one another, but there's no fire or brimstone or anything that you've heard of for typical depictions of hell. No, it's a dead city here. It's just empty and quiet, but even through the mirror, you can feel this stifling heat coming from it. Like the heat coming from a desert, like a blast furnace, robs all of the air in your lungs as you just stand near it. And you see that Ruben kind of stretches his shoulders a little bit. And he'll look at you and go, well, and he'll sign out. I'll come back if I can. I'm going to try to come back, and I'm going to... I hope I stay as close to me as I can.
I hope so too. And Kaz hugs him before he jumps to the mirror.
You'll hug Ruben, and he'll gently embrace you back, and he'll say, sorry, he will not say. I keep making the mistake of saying that. He will spell out with the illusory words, if I don't come back like myself, I just want you to know that I really do appreciate all the time you spent with me.
Oh. I'm gonna get teary-eyed. But you need to go find your true self, Ruben.
I don't think I'll ever feel right if I don't.
I know. Well, I hope you're okay in there.
I will. I'll survive. And he will break away from the embrace. He'll step towards the mirror, and as he starts to walk into it, he'll just give a little wave over his shoulder as he steps through.
I'm really sad now.
Now remove that monkey from your shoulder.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I didn't want to resize
Wait,
that.
Thanos snap. Ah!
I miss him.
I miss him.
Monkey.
This feels wrong.
No, but he's right here.
Oh, thank God.
It's soda in my mouth, you fucking piece of shit.
The question is, why didn't you expect Jolly to do that?
I didn't.
I expect her to do it even earlier, like, remove that monkey from show. You mean this one?
Okay.
Have two Rubens.
And Ruben steps through the Mirror of Omniscience, and it will close up behind him.
Okay. There was another thing I wanted to do as well. Bring up Dottie.
Sorry, I'm remembering the voice real quick.
You sound like
No. I was
The Minnesotan
when I-
midwife.
No, I know. Look, when I get into voices, I don't know how else to describe this. I need to get the feel of the voice into my mouth before I start talking like it. I don't know how else to phrase it. Like
Heyo.
I know I have it right when I can feel it, and I don't know how else to phrase it.
That's so fair. I have one thing that I say in my mind before I have to do Fit's voice, which is Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan. That's an actress, and I remember how she says her own name is how I get into the mindset.
There are other characters that do that. Like I have characters where that will work too, but in this one, it's gonna have to admit to this on stream because it's too funny. I have to think of the voice actress who voiced Charybdis in Hades 2 and how she talks, because that's what got Dowdy's voice to me.
Incredible.
So you pull up the image of Dottie on the Mirror of Omniscience, and you will see that she is currently putting away a bunch of files into a few cabinets that she has inside of her office. And she will kind of turn towards the rift that's opened up and go, "Oh, well, hey there. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Dottie.
Hello there. It's Kaz, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm assuming you have a reason for interrupting me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. I would expect there's typically a reason for something like this. Otherwise, it's a bit rude.
Well, I have two proposals to make. So
Okay. I'm a single woman, so I'm not that interested in that way, but still, go
Dottie, that's not what I meant. I don't know how to bring this up, but I need to stage a kidnapping.
Okay, well that's a little different. Stage a kidnapping.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not normally the person that does that, but I think I can certainly help. So, I'm assuming the person that's being kidnapped knows they're being kidnapped.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So, in that case, that's pretty easy. I think we can do it. The trick about staging a kidnapping is that you don't stage it, you just kidnap.
Yeah, it's... Look, Dottie. Right now, we're dealing with a government official right
I
now.
don't need to know details.
Okay.
I don't need to know the fine details of this situation. Really, the less I know, the better. Because then, if people ask me questions, I can say I don't know, and no one's gonna question it. So, you tell me who it is. We'll settle on a price, and we'll get her snatched up and delivered to wherever you want her to go.
Okay.
Name?
Vera Rydnir. I think that's her last name, I think.
Right. Location?
Elvedil.
Alright.
Said
General
apartment, whatever the number is.
General description.
Let me think of the description. Very buff, 6'7", that's her height. Blonde hair. Usually in construction uniform. Has a day job.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That should be very easy, or easy enough to be done. Yeah, we can do that. Address will make it a lot simpler. We'll just break in and pull her away, and that'll do just fine. Also, Kaz, you were correct. It is Vera Rydner.
Okay.
Yeah, you were correct. Vera Rydner.
I didn't remember her last name, to be quite honest.
So I'll settle on a price of about 100 gold. We're trying to deliver to a specific spot, so it's a little bit different from how we would normally do this.
Right.
So, yeah, I'd say 100 gold is going to be a good term for us.
Okay. That's doable.
All right. Money up front.
Let me see. I have 1,000 gold technically.
Yeah, you're
Just put
probably
it in a
having
little
a-
pouch and just pew through the mirror.
I don't need Electos to pay for me. I can pay for it. Because I technically, I'm trying to find my gold. There he is. Okay, yeah. So I give out 100 gold. I already deducted Connor.
God, I forgot. You're sitting on money too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Well,
1,000.
think how much she's stolen and
Yeah, I know.
pulled off.
So you'll basically just put the 100 gold into a pouch and then just, well, since you have gotten this all from stealing,
Wait,
you put the mixture of gold coins and gold banknotes into the bag, and you just kind of chuck it through the mirror.
I will say, I think, before that, I think, Electos and I would agree that this was her money, but I gave 100 back to Electos, so I'm
Gotcha.
using Electos' money.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
You just chuck it through the mirror, and you'll see that Dai just kind of quickly sidesteps it, and she goes, all right. And she kind of pops it open. Mixed currency still works. All right, thank you very much. Okay, then. So, anything else?
There's another thing, but honestly, I don't know if you're up for it. How do you feel about taking on the queen bitch and the town?
You're talking about Thornhurst, right?
Yes, Thornhurst.
Okay. That's a little different from usual, I'll say. What's in it for me?
Well, the typical goal, what we're doing right now is we're actually gonna try to overpower her. So I'd say probably either money if needed, from her, of course, if we do overpower her. I don't know what else I could negotiate. But typically we're trying to get into Thornhurst.
Just put it this way. If you want me to just say get you in there, we can settle for a flat price. That'd be easy
Okay.
enough. If you want actual help taking on her, fighting her and killing her or whatever, that's different. You're gonna have to give me rights to take whatever we want from her place.
Everything except for one item in particular. The part that you promised of creatures set.
Yeah. To the peanut gallery. What do you guys think so far?
Well, there's
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes!
Jess is trying to order dinner,
Oh, that's
and
fine.
her card keeps declining.
Oh.
Really,
It's $2,000. It's just being a bitch.
I would say, in terms of like raw gold on the scene, we might want to do like a 50-50 or 60-40 or whatever. But in terms of like items, yeah, the only thing we would really need is the cowl.
Mhm.
I think that we should promise Dottie the throne.
That's
That
what-
also
that
did
would-
cross my mind. If she wants
Yeah.
to, she does seem very administratively minded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wants it because before the current one, it was more of a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dorothy proved that it doesn't have to be.
That's true. Okay, so I'll bring up to Dottie. You can obviously take over in one condition, 50-50 on the gold. And the one item I'm looking for is the cowl. You can have the rest.
All items are up to grabs. 50-50 on gold.
Yep, I'm just looking for one item that she has. And you also overthrow Thornhurst.
That part I'm not too interested in, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah. No. See, Thornhurst works best when it's all on its own. The moment we start getting our hands involved in it, it means it's another thing for us to pay attention to, and it's another thing that folks can use against us. So, all we gotta do is just keep an eye on it. That's all.
Hmm.
I don't want to run it. With that said, 50-50 on the gold, and whatever items of value we find in there are ours, except for the one that she's got that you want.
Mm-hmm.
I could agree to that.
Anything else, guys? Or is that a good deal? No? Okay. Okay. We'll figure out a date when we have to infiltrate, but otherwise, not right now. It'll be at a later date.
All right. Just reach out to me when you need to get a hold of me, and I'll do what I can to assist.
Okay.
Aside from that, we'll get Miss Vera snatched up as soon as possible, and no one's gonna know the wiser. They're all gonna think that she got snatched off the streets or wherever we figure out is the best option.
All right.
But we'll get her delivered to you. Anything else?
That's it.
Alrighty then. Well, ta-ta. I've got some other things to do, alrighty?
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
No toodles.
No toodles. Alright. So you have organized your girlfriend's abduction
Yes.
with her knowledge.
Certainly a phrase.
Yes. With her
So yeah, certainly a phrase. You have set up an abduction with her knowledge of that it's going to happen. And it looks like you may have gotten the agreement of Dottie to assist you with the raid on Thornhurst.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. So, one moment. Just look over the spells. No. No. Where is it? There it is. So Fizzy's gonna look at the you all, the entire party at this point. He's gonna go, okay, so I'm pretty sure that if we use something like Wind Walk, we can get our way over there really quickly. Maybe like 2 hours.
The main problem would be getting into that cave.
Yeah, that part, let's see. I could do something for that too.
It'd be easier to just teleport right inside it. And
We could teleport inside it. I could also control water to get in. Either way.
Yeah, I think.
She's a druid. Control water is a druid
Yeah.
spell.
Well,
Oh,
so the
are you talking as
combination.
busy? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking as Fizzy.
So, if we were
I missed-
relying on spells to get there, we would need Windwalk, a combination of control water, or water breathing, which the water breathing is nominal since it's a ritual.
That's not a big deal.
A way to get through that stone door because it was magically opened up. And,
In fairness, knock is an option, but yeah, teleportation would also work. It's up to you guys.
and that's a lot of spells and resources as opposed to just teleporting right inside because to get in it would reveal our presence there.
I
To
think
teleport in.
the only spell I would say we might want to use is your suggestion from earlier to try to scry on the entrance. Just to see if we can see like the room basically, and if we can get a hint of what's there before we teleport in.
And Fizzy did see the other side of the doorway within the scrying, which means she could choose that as a location.
It's true. Just a heads up. I'm going to quickly, I'm going to be setting up just a quick timer just for 5 minutes just so that you guys can make your decision. Because we do have the party does have a nasty habit of overthinking
Overplanning.
things. Yes.
Yeah.
And the other thing
I think what?
Before we go in, the other thing is Ignatius is going to use his 4th level spell slot for Death Ward on Fizzy, since her hit points are below 100 and she's the healer. And also aid for targets including himself to get his maximum hit points above 100 to potentially protect against something like Ring of Death or...
We're going to drop a death word on Fizzy. Hold on a second. Just drop the spell. And I will get that put onto Fizzy so that I don't forget it. Alright?
Yes. And aid on... who needs it most? Probably himself to get over 100, Fizzy for the extra health, and Darius, who has the lowest health in the party. He's
Fair
only
enough.
one. He's only one. It's a +5 to your maximum and current hit points.
+5, you said?
Yeah, and he's the only one that it actually brings over 100.
Okay.
So who are you casting?
Big news.
Aid on?
20 to 84.
Yeah, Fizzy, Darius, and himself. And he'll use a channel divinity to get that spell slot back. Probably doesn't have to, it's only a second level. That's all of his planning done.
Okay. That is good. General agreement for the party is I'm assuming use the mirror of omniscience to just step right in.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
And then I think we just go from there. We hold on to the phylactery until we're about to see Thorne, and then
And then just smash it on the ground. Okay.
Welcome.
So Fizzy, Darius, and you're gonna need to remind me again. Who's the third person for aid?
Himself.
Yourself. Okay. And death word on Fizzy. Apologies. I am just making sure that those spells are put onto people because otherwise I will forget.
It's fine. I'll also remind.
Actually, it looks like convenient effects doesn't have death word. That's a bummer. Either way, I'll just note it. Just write it down, Cody.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you all gather in front of the Mirror of Omniscience, and you will hold on. There we go. And Fizzy will call upon the image of just beyond the door into where you saw Thorne disappear. You are all basically looking at a pitch black mirror. You've seen nothing. It's black. And Darius, as you have dark vision, you may be the wisest person to step in first, since you can see everything. And upon doing so, you're looking at what looks like a very large passageway. It opens up very quickly and very wide. So it comes from what looks like a more normal person-sized doorway into an opening that has become significantly larger, like something that's made to be comfortable to walk around in for creatures that were huge, like size huge. The actual pathway here looks almost like it's been chipped and hewn out of rock and stone. But you don't see anything immediately around you, just rock. What's the marching order?
Well, you just put Darius in the front.
Just temporarily, so I
guess-
could describe things. That's all. You guys still get
That's
to
it,
decide on marching order. You're okay.
That's it. I don't want her in the front. She's so squishy.
No, it's okay. I was only doing that because I knew nothing bad is going to happen in this situation, and I could describe things. That's it.
Can be front. Has a dark vision.
Kaz in the front.
Yeah. Ignatius also has dark vision, so he can be up there. Point of note, as long as it's able, he will be riding Belouse, because then Belouse is the one making any stealth rolls if you decide to stealth, and not him.
Yeah, because technically your horse is more stealthy than you are.
Horse has a
fucked
+2. I have disadvantage on a -1.
That's fucked up. The horse clip
Look at
clopping
Sam.
along is more stealthy than a guy in plate mail.
So yeah, we have Kaz in the front, Ignatius on a horse. Who's next?
I also have 60 feet of dark vision, so...
My instinct is to be up at the front as one of the larger health pools, but I do think I should probably be a rear guard. Even though I don't know that anything would be coming up from behind.
Yeah, if you really want to, you could also ride on Belouse, which would save you from having to see as we travel.
I was just gonna say that wherever Granny is, Fitz has a hand on her shoulder, basically guiding her through the dark.
That works as well.
So probably somewhere in the middle with Fitz. Or
Okay.
even in the back. I could be the
So-
last one and just like hold hands.
Okay.
It's just her seeing IL.
My seeing eye elf.
Okay,
Dark
so
vision goggles guy.
don't worry.
What do you mean? Don't worry.
Don't worry. Darius, where would you like to be?
Near the back.
Near the back. Okay.
I'm
the
squishy, man.
the very back or not the very back?
I don't know if our friends trust me to be the very back.
Okay, I
I
will
do
make
not.
Fizzy. I will make Fizzy the very back, and then you just in front of Fizzy. So current marching order is gonna be, Kaz, Ignatius riding on Balus, then Granny, then Fitz behind Granny, then Darius, then Fizzy. In that case, that would work just fine for me. Could I get around to stealth checks, everybody?
Oh yeah, my favorite thing.
You're decent in stealth.
I have a +3
Yeah,
with a -1 right now.
yeah.
So
And
2.
Ignatius has disadvantage.
12.
Well, that's
like
why
I said,
I-
decent.
that's why I'm not rolling.
Would Fizzy and Cass pass without a trace? This is a
That's
genuine
actually,
question.
you know what? That's a fair point. Pass
She
that trace is only
usually
a.
Does.
She usually does, and it's only a 3rd level spell. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Pass without. It's 2nd level. Yeah, she'll
Yeah,
drop it.
second
Easy.
level.
Okay.
You know,
That's I can't think of a situation we've stealth, but she hasn't. So
you know, the thought has occurred to me.
Jesus Christ.
It's a good thing that was advantage because that first roll was a 1.
I have advantage because of my boots.
Yeah.
Totally.
41.
The thought
That's
has
just a
occurred to
boots.
me throughout this entire campaign. A spell on the druid spell list, 2nd level, is dark vision. Yet it has never once been prepared.
I don't know, why would we?
I mean, that's actually a really fair point.
It's also
The
one of
only
the
person who
wizard,
needs it.
sorcerer, ranger, and artificer
It's also
spell
it
list.
lasts for like an hour. It's not a great
Oh,
spell.
No, I actually do need to point something out. There's no reason not to cast Dark Vision on you as Fizzy. It's not a concentration spell.
It requires it to be prepared.
That's fair.
Yeah. Which is why I pointed out, it has never once been prepared.
So
Which is
I
funny.
will consume the
I
spell
wouldn't
slot.
prep it. There's more important things to be had.
No, I don't need that. Get out of here.
I mean,
on.
honestly, I don't blame for not prepping dark vision because it's
So
just me.
Castella, that was a 41 total on your stealth check. Balus, and by proxy, Ignatius, it's a 20. Granny, you have a 30. Fitz, you have a 30. Darius, you have a 23. And Fizzy, I have not rolled
22.
for. Sorry, 22 because you have a -1.
That's a-
Thank you very much.
I'll be honest.
No, I appreciate it. I always appreciate your honesty.
I keep fucking up by doing well.
It's fine.
And that is a 19 from Fizzy. So, you guys begin carefully making your way down the large passageway, deeper and deeper underground. As you do so, you're only left there with the quiet echoing of, well, to be honest, Fizzy and Balus walking, as most everyone else is very gentle with their footfalls for the most part. And then you start walking. And you continue to do so. Deeper and deeper and deeper underground, you all begin to descend, maintaining your stealth and your general marching order the entire way so that there's no confusion about who is where and what is happening. Kaz, being in the front with your dark vision and your ungodly stealth means Well, you'll be the first person to notice anything that's not invisible, probably.
Okay.
Probably. So it's just you all and the dark. Granny, for you, this is a uniquely uncomfortable situation, as you have nothing to rely upon for lighting. Your eyes never adapt fully, and you are just kind of stumbling along, being guided by your friends, certainly, and having Fitz to right your feet and make sure you're not tripping over anything, but it's still just black. Only occasionally will you hear the sound of water dripping, hitting against the floor, or maybe the small misstep from one of your companions. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to reassure yourself with. Everybody else, you see that the carvings along the walls don't change very much. It still looks chipped, hewn from stone, but it looks like it's been done with massive tools, massive hands. Like with every single cleave, they took off boulder-sized chunks, just knocked it off to make a massive cave tunnel that just went in deeper and deeper and deeper. Very little bracing exists here inside of this. So even though you know that Thorne got in here, there's at least part of you that does wonder if it'll collapse. If you'll be the unfortunate ones to have hundreds of thousands of pounds of rock falling on top of you.
Yeah, we'll
But
be
you
fine.
continue. Or not. Or you can be Darius.
Well, if that happens, we don't have to worry about the end of the world anymore.
And this is the one time I use rocks fall, everyone dies.
This is actually how you kickstart campaign 30.
Fuck no. Oh my god. I wouldn't have players if I did that. Are you shitting me?
No.
So you continue walking. And at first, it is simply minutes. Then about half an hour. Then you're pushing an hour. And then you've been going for 2 hours. And then 3. Partway through the, as you're approaching the 4th hour, some of you will feel your ears pop as you go down deep enough. The air around you becomes a little warmer, a little bit more what's the word? Claustrophobic, almost. The air doesn't feel like it's moved in years.
Stagnant.
Stagnant, that's the word. Thank you very much. You've been walking for 4 hours now. What would you want to do?
In real life, die. If I've been walking for 4 hours in a scary tunnel, die. Collapse.
I mean,
Actually, same, because I'm walking through a
fairness, yeah.
scary tunnel for 4 hours blindly.
Yeah.
I'll say in-game perception check.
go ahead, perception check. Although, Jill, I'll be honest with you, your reaction is completely fair in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I would
21.
never, ever be in this situation.
We are not the adventuring types in real life.
All I can think about is every person that has ever gotten stuck doing like deep tunnel explorations. Like that one guy who got stuck upside down and
Nutty
died
Buddy.
like that.
Yeah, that was
Ugh.
horrible way to go.
Nightmare.
The worst part about it is that like they got to a point where they nearly got him out, and then one of the posts that was holding a pulley in place snapped off, and
Oof.
he fell back in deeper. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think any of you would do well with the deep and the Badness archives.
For sure, no.
The
be
buried.
honest,
Sorry, it's the buried.
To be honest with you, I'm not claustrophobic. I'm okay with caves and what have you. With that said, crawling into super tight caves is a common sense thing. That common sense says this is dumb, this is how I die. But like just a cave, fine, whatever. 22 on perception.
21.
21, thank you. You'll note that very, very, very far ahead, like just barely on the edge of your hearing, you can occasionally hear the sounds of something kind of moving around. You'd best describe it as almost like wooden dowels hitting against each other. You know?
A wind chime.
A wind chime. That's the real fear, the real horror of this story. It's a wind chime.
A wind chime when there is no wind.
Where did the wind door hook
Clack
car
and
hit?
rattle back.
I don't know that one.
Yes, you do. Neil Gaiman read that short story for us at the
I don't remember
at the live event. It was bags of bones hanging from the ceiling.
But aside from that sound of dowels, something like it clacking against each other, don't hear very much else. Something you will note is that there are just these slight spots where you see that the stone floor, which has been smoothed out quite well, dips just a little bit. But in like almost like these paths where you can see that it seems like enough feet have traveled over it over enough years that it just kind of smooth dips into it in a few spots. That's all you notice, though. You continue. Okay.
No, we're gonna go back, and we decided we're not gonna kill the lich.
It was
And
too
that we're done
scary,
being
and so we went
adventurous.
home. Yeah. it got
Fuck
too
the
scary.
world.
I
Let
do
everything
feel-
go.
I do feel like we're missing something, because, like, this is supposedly his evil lair. Why would he build a 4-hour walk into his lair?
So
Bitches
he
like
has-
us out.
So he has 4 hours to think about his choices.
He brings in a little smooth like turtle shell with him, and he just hops on and goes wee
Well, I was
all
gonna
the
say
way
what
down.
you guys missed was his skateboard that he brought with him.
Yeah.
And just
No. He erotically skates. Yeah, Becca, would it make you feel better if I intentionally stepped in the divots he left behind?
Yes.
Okay, Darius will start walking in the divots in the floor.
Yeah.
Well, Darius, you begin walking in the divots intentionally, and nothing happens.
And also, Granny can't see it. She has no way of telling if you're actually walking in there or if you're just lying, like saying you are.
I'm a woman of my word.
No, you're not.
Don't you dare insult Darius like that again. I'm not a woman of my word, but Darius is.
You guys continue walking for a little bit more, about half an hour at this point. And at that moment, as it seems like the ground has leveled out a little bit more, you see in front of you, I'd say probably about a good 2,000 or so feet, or around half a mile, see a distant purple speck of light.
I
Any
don't
prep,
trust like that.
any prep you guys would like to do?
No speculating or and not much prep that I can think of.
Okay.
That isn't already done.
Pretty much the same.
Plus, a lot of my spells only have a duration of 1 minute, so they would be up before we even got remotely close.
As you continue walking in deeper and deeper, closer and closer to that purple speck of light, it eventually expands and grows larger and larger until you are looking at, well, a section of tunnel where it ends. Or starts to end, at least. It seems like it may go on a little bit further, but that's not what's drawing your attention. In the center of the hall, you're now looking at a section of 4 braziers, large stone sconces where coal and other similar materials have been piled up to create flame, though in this case the flames have a deep purple violet color to them, and it puts out a light of the same color in lines drawn from each one of these. Oops, hold on just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to quickly pause just for a moment.
Well, you can just leave it in the mailroom. Pizza.
Ooh.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah, there we go.
Pizza.
I don't want to keep going without Jess.
You can just leave it in the mailroom. We'll pick it up in a minute. Pizza.
Imagine in this world of magic, like they could use like a magic for making the flames and stuff, but instead they're real lazy. Let's just sprinkles a bit of potassium in the flames,
Yeah,
so that way it's
that's it.
purple.
There's just a large brick of potassium here. That's why the flames are purple. He's not using magic.
They just thought it was neat. You think how many people in a fantasy setting could just pretend that they're some weird magic by throwing in various metals and using actual alchemy for it instead of actual like changing the color of the flame?
They are coming back. I'm assuming that pizza has arrived.
I got shooed.
I go and get the pizza, and this is how I come back.
Jill
Yes.
got shooed.
I got shooed.
I held off on explaining anymore. I didn't want to go without you.
You're fine. I just need to pick up our pizza because the guy was.
Lost.
He was like, just buzz me in.
No.
We can't.
You can't do that. Sorry, bud.
We don't have a buzzer system.
So, you guys see in front of you that those braziers are acting as the 4 corner posts for what is basically a square. Inside of it, there are lines that have been drawn between each of the braziers and then crisscrossing diagonally from each corner. There are more lines that go towards the center where circles have been placed at the very center of it. Around each brazier, there is also a similar circular alignment with runes of some sort inside of it. And you hear from the very far end of the room where you see that a large altar of some sort has been set up, piled high with large, thick bones, significantly larger than any humanoids that you've ever seen, pile all away the edges of it, the very front, piled high with skulls and rib cages, femurs and hand bones. You hear a voice from the very top of it, coming from a taller-looking man with a slightly furry appearance, go, now hold on just a minute. I'd prefer it if you all didn't mess up my square. Thank you very much. I put a lot of work into that.
Are you Thorne?
That's the name I go by. Certainly.
Oh, at least we found the right
Don't
place.
forget the Watcher.
Oh yes. Don't worry. I
Yeah,
won't.
so that Rebecca can see.
Actually, I can see in this map.
It's
light
lit.
enough.
It's
a
lit.
big map. Oh my god.
The loose is so big.
Well, this is
Very
fucking
big.
This is
huge,
so
yeah.
big.
Oh my goodness.
What
Big
about
horsey. But yeah, I'd appreciate it if you all didn't mess up my square. Thank you very much. I put a lot of work into that.
Yes,
I think we're gonna mess it up.
it's impressive. As Ignatius is going to look and try to, I guess, determine. It probably has something to do with his rituals. How would be the best way to disrupt it?
Knowledge Arcana.
Like, no. 25.
The simplest way would probably be to deal with Thorne. The honest answer is that you're looking at what is effectively an arcane array of some sort that is much too complicated for you to try and understand in the brief moments you have right now. It's less like a simple ritual to bring back the dead or make something happen, so much as it's a ritual that's meant to do a lot of things in this room, either all at once or at what someone's will. And it's basically lined with caveat after caveat, failsafe after failsafe.
Basically like unweaving a tapestry, but you can't cut any of the threads.
Exactly. That's the perfect way of putting it. To undo it would take days, at best.
Well, I doubt that we could mess it up anyways. Although there is one weakness.
Well, you could get your feet in it. That I wouldn't like.
What happens if we touch it?
Well, nothing. You get your dirty feet all over my nice work. So, assuming there's a reason why you all followed me here.
Yeah, your business partner sent us to find you. Darius is going to do a little hop over the line for the moment.
You hop over the line.
Just because she
Yes.
wants a closer look at some of this.
Following up on a missing person report.
Yeah, I go missing every once in a while. Ash is a nice patient sort.
Is that why you were gonna kill him?
Kill him. No, I wasn't gonna kill him.
Then why'd you leave that skull under your bed?
No. Fail safe. Nice little just in case.
Seems a bit brutal for a just in case.
There are plenty of brutal things about just in cases. I've set up plenty of them. But, I had to make sure that one took, if I ever had to. Best case scenario, I'd just take the skull out, bury it somewhere. Come back to it later on. Use it again later if I had to.
Alright.
I mean, are you just in cases also while you're standing on like a sea of bones?
In fairness, these aren't mine.
In
Much too
fairness, you
large.
found them.
Much too large for me. Much too large for any of you. I'm too old to. See, all of these are giants, or what's left of them. See, years and years and years ago, giants came here because they wanted to make a place of power. That was the idea. They failed. And they kept failing. Don't know how, but they kept passing word along about this place, and they kept trying, and they kept failing every time. But unintentionally, they did make a perfect spot for me.
So what's the goal here from you?
Goal?
Why?
To keep going, of course.
Seems kind of boring.
Hardly. There's so much to be learned. So much to do. So much for me to make and figure out.
There's so much to see.
Yeah. But if I
so
limit
what's wrong
myself,
with taking?
stop it.
I knew you were going there.
You never shine if you don't glow, Connor.
I know you don't go. Hey now.
Sorry, continue. Continue your villain monologue. Apologies.
If I limit myself to just one lifespan, I'll miss stuff. So I go on.
So your solution is to kill hundreds of people to do it? Isn't there some less, like, smarter way to do it?
Yeah.
It's just selfish. And you're gonna miss
Okay.
stuff anyway.
It's not even that it's selfish, it's lazy.
I think it's pretty selfish to take hundreds of lives for yourself.
Yeah, but he
I don't-
doesn't care about being selfish.
No.
Yeah, which is also why I said you're gonna miss stuff anyway.
Jess?
Yeah.
So, I saw you moved your token so that you could get a closer look. Do you want to roll anything? I do need to say, just to make it clear, everybody, you all can move your tokens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're free to move. It's okay.
Yeah,
don't only worry if I say stop.
I might as well. I'm not gonna find anything just because I'm not. Wow,
Wow.
this counts as a myth and legend for Eldritch Threats and Forgotten Legends, probably.
I'd say so.
So I'd get advantage on a roll, so might as well.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Arcane?
People better than me, you have a decent chance.
I probably
Good
won't.
roll. Nah. Guess not.
No.
I mean, in history, at one point or another, the Giants certainly were a pretty noticeable and pretty powerful group. They wound up becoming a little bit more isolated. They broke off from normal society and hid away from the small folk, as they like to call you all. So it's certainly possible they could have done this. Or kept trying this, more accurately.
I believe part of what brings a meaning to the lives of individuals is that they only have a limited time. And that is why so many strive to leave a lasting legacy, so that they will be remembered.
Yes, but that's not what I want. I don't want to leave a legacy. Not really. I don't care if I leave a legacy. No.
Even
I want to know things. I want to do things.
the immortal die.
So do gods.
You're not any different.
No. I don't expect to be. But if I don't take my opportunity and stay here for as long as possible, well, that seems like a waste.
Do you think my life's a waste? Fearbolgs already live a lot longer than humans.
He looks at you and then he just kind of like furrows his brow a little bit and just kind of shakes his head like, of course it is. All of your lives are wastes.
Well, I think your life's a waste too.
You're more than welcome to believe that.
You're more than welcome to believe that about me.
What
it's a
elevates
waste.
you so high above our tiny lives?
Other than the literal bones, you know.
I don't think that counts.
I'm just better.
No, I'd like an explanation. Preferably itemized, so I can dispute each and every one.
Damn.
Okay. Could you even come close to making anything like this?
If I took the time, of course I could. Anyone could.
Wouldn't
You're not
want to.
special because you murdered people.
I'm referring to the ritual square. Thank you very much.
I understand what you're referring to, but I am maintaining my answer. Give anyone a book and enough time and they could do the same thing.
Some school dropout, aren't you?
Absolutely not.
You're clinging to
I
those books
wager
like
I
they
know
mean
more
anything.
than you.
You cling to those books like they mean much.
It's not the books themselves, it's what is contained inside of them. What you seem to be pursuing so hard.
And then what you do with it. This leads to something. All of it leads to something.
Oh, and what's that?
Living forever. And then after that point, I can do whatever I want and learn whatever I want.
I'm still of the mindset you're lazy. I mean, you just bothered to study, you know, a little harder while you were alive. You could have gotten access to a wish spell and done the same thing. You took the easy route. Doesn't seem like it makes you better than the rest of us.
The extension of your life doesn't guarantee that you will learn more or do more. There are humans out there who have done enough for a single elfin lifetime. It's what you do with the time that's given, and what you're looking for is just time to slack off.
It fits.
Hmm.
How long do you think you'd last in a ring with the ancient vampire party he's holding right now? As a lich, do you think you'd survive more than 30 seconds if it decided to go after him?
He might get 3 if he's lucky.
All that work just to fucking die in the end anyways. Pussy move, really.
Bit of a bitch move.
You did a bit of a motherfucking
Yo,
bitch move.
Yo, keep yourself safe, bro.
Thorne, you're kind of cringe, bro.
Ooh, cringe.
Hey, chat, it's a cook.
Chat, he is cooked.
Fucking, I love the idea of looking at a big dad and calling him fucking cringe.
Ooh, my life is
Cringe.
more important than yours. Cringe.
I mean,
Main character syndrome, main character syndrome.
I mean, when I did Curse of Strahd, midway through Strahd's speech, or monologue, someone interrupted and just called him an incel.
Real.
In fairness, they're right. He is.
Yeah. They're right.
Michelle's
Wh-
strong
which
party
it was-
did the same thing.
It was just like in the middle of it, like interrupting, like, oh my god. You're an incel.
Ooh,
That explains so much.
Ooh, I deserve so much more. Shut the fuck up. Die. Guy is a billionaire of life.
Oh my god, it's Elon Musk.
Oh,
my
God.
All right.
Uh,
I need you to know, this entire time that we've been razzing this guy, in my mind, Fitz is looking at his square that he's drawn and sort of looking at it and making that face of like, ooh, kind of sloppy. Ooh. Ooh.
I'm also waiting for the juiciest moment to be like, Iggy, box please. Box please.
We haven't
I
gotten it yet.
do
We
it
don't
on the
piss him off.
I know,
We
I
haven't
know.
pissed him off enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna really razz him.
I'll step over.
You gotta make him like work for it.
We gotta break his composure.
I'm just waiting
a
for him
little
to
bit.
say something and be like, oh. So like putting your soul in this here box. That's smart.
I know you guys are loving shitting on this dude out of character. Should we go back into character? Sorry. I've been patiently waiting because like it's funny as fuck in fairness.
This guy sucks.
He does.
this guy
Ah.
stinks.
It's very
This guy
intentional. You're
stinks.
correct.
Brother.
Thanks.
Oh brother, this guy stinks.
Anyway.
But really, it's just kind of what
It's a bit pathetic.
Yeah. Pathetic.
kind of makes you look stupid that you can't get better without cheating. It's easy to kill. It's really easy to kill.
Fearbolgs are already blessed with longer lifespans, and you can't even settle for that. God, my God.
I do more in my original lifespan than you can do in your new one.
I've done more than you have done so far.
You're all done?
So, no, just
No, wait, no, I got a few more. Hold on.
Actually, I've got a few more.
Just pulls out a piece of parchment.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
Well,
I'm
don't
having
worry.
a rather rough few days.
It's been a
So
long
don't worry.
walk down here. My feet kind of hurt, so I'm gonna blame it on you.
4 hours of trying to make books.
I have notebooks the entire walk around. I'm like, ugly motherfucker. That's a good one. Dumb
here's
bitch.
my
I like
list
that
of
one.
grievances.
I had nothing to
GS.
look at. All I had was my mind.
Hold on. One last thing. Of course, your mother never loved you, and your father never loved you. Am I missing any others?
Well, there's nothing else I have to say except for thank you.
Mm.
You fell for a trick very easily, and he's gonna snap a finger. And suddenly, the ground in the square collapses.
Uh-huh.
Never been so glad that I wasn't standing in something.
I only moved up because I felt bad I was the only one behind.
Well,
Yeah.
I tried to stay within range
Could I try
of
to
everyone first. A
could I
reason.
try to grip the edge?
I will allow dexterity saves for Balloose.
Can't Balloose
Not-
fly?
Balloose can fly, although it is pulling you in, as I'm going to describe in a moment, thus the saves. So
I can also fly.
I know dexterity saves first and foremost, please.
Man, it really sucks to be in there. Glad I'm on the outside.
That
That
Well,
is BM, dude.
Luce
That is
got a
fucking BM.
25.
I only just moved in. I'm so mad.
I'm just giving shit. I'm just glad because my dex may be good, but I roll bad.
It's
Oh shit, fizzy.
it's kind of
Oh, I
hard
didn't. Hold on.
to-
I need to do a quick long rest before I. Just to
yeah.
get my.
Why is fizzy's?
Um,
Oh, okay. Reroll.
reroll.
I will-
It's a
I'm gonna tell you.
13.
This is planned. It's okay.
Yes.
I know.
So, as the ground collapses below you all, you will, I will say, Darius, Ignatius, and Costella, you guys will all see with horror as Fizzy falls quickly and loses her footing off of one of the tiles that she was standing on. And as she falls about 5 feet down, suddenly her body turns to dust. And she gets pulled in completely. And you will watch as Granny isn't able to get to the edge fast enough to stop herself from falling. And will fall far enough in and then turn to a fine dust and be pulled all the way down. Fitz, as well, you attempt to use your wings, which is the smartest option. And you will see that it almost feels like it is pulling you in like a vacuum. And you will see that despite his best attempts, he falls in enough, turns to dust, and then vanishes. And that will leave you three. Kaz and Balus managed to get themselves onto some loose pieces of floating tile above this starscape. While Darius, you're the only person who is outside of the square. And Thorne will go, oh, well, most of them. Well, if we're not counting the horse thing.
Hold on, Balus always counts. Don't be mean to him.
He does hold a grudge.
Oh, right. That reminds me. Come on, boys. Get up. And you'll see that coming out of the bones, two huge humanoid forms with wings sprouting out of them will appear. And Thorne is going to look at you three and go, so do you favor your odds? Or do you think you'd just like to join your friends now?
There's-
Take one of them on.
How do you think they react to gravity?
They have wings.
They do have wings.
Doesn't matter if you hit and drop it within 6 seconds,
In fairness, I think there is a ruling for flying speeds versus gravity.
which makes sense.
Yeah, I'd have to
Yeah.
double check what the exact one is
I
because I
think
genuinely
they can
Well,
sorry.
I'm not too concerned because I'm pretty sure it would still work, but nonetheless.
yeah.
Well, even if the one I have doesn't work, I have actual reverse gravity, which is a 7th level spell. If that didn't work,
No.
we'd have bigger problems.
Yes, I know. But
A lot more scary problems. Hey, can I do something fucked up?
sure.
So, Darius is gonna just say, "Hey, Luce, I want to test something,"
Mm-hmm.
and she'll reach down, pick up the cat, and hurl it into the same
You
space
fuck-
the others came from.
Well, and Ignatius will point. No idea what you've done with them, but they aren't deceased, as a spell would have activated before that.
You
Oh, that's
throw
true.
you threw Luce into the void, and you hear him go, "Ah!" And then his voice stops dead as he hits the point, and he turns to dust and disappears.
Now to test something real quick, I'll summon Luce back.
He does not reappear.
Interesting. Definitely not dead then, because when he dies, his body comes back. Kind of a cheap parlor trick if you're trying to trick us into thinking we're not, with our friends.
Do you still think you can win this fight?
You think I won't go out swinging?
who would be the most difficult to deal with first?
I have a question to the group of you.
Hmm.
Should I try to get him to burn one of his legendary resistances
Hmm.
before the fight?
I'm scared that he is going to one-shot kill you. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
sugarcoat
I'm
this.
very scared, and most of our
I-
party is
Yeah,
not
he
here.
might- He
Yeah.
might have a spicy disintegrate.
Disintegrate or
only
power
have-
word kill.
I only have
He has
their level slots for counterspell, so
Mm-hmm.
And Fizzy's cloak is in the starry pit.
I mean, he's still going to decide to do something to one of us. At this point, I'm just waiting to see what he decides to do.
Unless you decide to jump in the pit.
Unless
Yeah,
you come
and
into the pit.
Ignatius is not going to leave Darius, who can sometimes be prone to impulsive decisions, and Kaz, who can sometimes be prone to impulsive decisions, behind.
Yeah, no,
What do you mean sometimes?
Maybe sometimes.
We're the most impulsive of the group. we're the most
Yeah, no
trio.
shit, you are.
Yeah,
Look,
he-
it's the gang that stole the graves.
going to
Still
kind
bodies
of
together, stay together.
going to kind of have Blues fly up, so it's further away from the pit, just to have a bit more space and move a bit closer, just to be within range of counterspell if necessary. Oh.
He will see you beginning to move first, and he'll go, a volunteer. And he's going to cast a gravity sinkhole.
Alright.
Let's
That's
see.
not one I've heard.
It is a spell from. Let me double check. It is EGW, which is, I think it's one of the critical role
Mm,
Yeah.
ones. So
correct,
let
it
me
is
see.
Wild Mount.
Yep. 20-foot radius sphere of crushing force. So let me quickly
Jesus.
make that.
He's over at Isle. So
Oh,
that would
good,
be
it won't hit me.
Blues making a save.
Oh wait, let me double check. Is it radius or diameter?
It's radius.
usually spells are radius.
I always have to
It's
double
a 20
check.
foot
though.
radius sphere. God damn. You're not gonna
Sorry,
send
dude.
that on
I
him.
was like, there's a reason why I chose that spell. I'm going to need Constitution saving throws from Darius, Balus, and Ignatius.
Alright.
Saving throw, you said?
Con save.
This does not include his aura. 14.
That's an 8.
8, 14.
10.
No.
Low rolls all around.
So, Kaz, you'll watch as Darius, Balus, and Ignatius are unceremoniously all pulled towards the same point, which puts them right above the edge.
Oh.
I will roll damage for you 3, because you do technically take damage from this, though that's not his intended result. It's 36 points of force damage, as you all did sadly fail. And as all 3 of them get pulled down below, you will see that they all vanish. Turning to dust.
As she's vanishing, she does flip him off.
Fuck yeah!
Like, daughter, motherfucker.
Oh god, Melissa's blood!
And you watch as this very brief explosion of blood from Balus comes out and then goes and gets pulled down into the space below.
Yeah, I'm glad Ruben didn't come because this is kind of a conundrum.
What now?
Honestly, I didn't think this through yet, and I'm just gonna hop in.
You don't kill me, I kill me.
He goes, you know what? That's a fair point. Good idea. And he'll give you a nice little wave as you jump.
Okay.
And with that, you disappear into the starscape below. And that is where we'll leave off for today. Thank you all so very much for being here. I do hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you do, pass the word around, tell your friends. We stream regularly, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Though, with the announcement of a Pirate Yakuza game, I do think that Tuesday and Thursday streams are going to return when that comes out. Because
Yeah, but for now it's not out.
for now it's not out, but God, I want to fucking play it already. Special thanks to my friends. Thank you, Jolly, Jess, Jill, Becca, Cody, Michelle, and Spirit. She'll be back.
Sorry, we got your character fucked up.
Yeah, sorry.
I just want you to know we still have the phylactery. I'm going to break it. We're going to break it immediately
Yeah.
next session. We're gonna wake up wherever we are and we go, well,
I honestly considered just dropping it in and not saying what it was, just like dropping it in so it ends up where Granny is.
I'll
But-
take a hammer to it, much like the opening to a glass onion. Just yeah.
So with all of that said, say bye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.